Happy weekends. It's good to have Truth Bombs with Jenny and Ivory reunited. How's it
Yes.
going?
I heard that you guys missed me. Mama is back for the truth.
We have a lot to discuss, including the controversy over the evacuation out of Ukraine. Now, a lot of Black people in America are not happy about what they're seeing in regards to Black people allegedly being held back during
Like
the
the back
evacuation.
of the bus, guys. Like we are still in the back of the bus. I refuse to be treated like that. Okay.
Apparently, there's video of this happening, and we're going to show that and look into why Africa maybe does not support Ukraine the way Americans do.
Yeah.
In addition to
why would
that,
they? They're putting Black people to die.
transgender people are saying that they are being stopped in their tracks while trying to evacuate. One person said they were strip searched to make sure they're really female.
What? When
because
was this?
because in Ukraine, if you're a man, you must stay in Ukraine to fight. So
Oh,
they
hell
want to
no.
make sure people aren't dressing up like girls to escape. So transgenders are not
It is
happy.
happening.
Okay, so supporters of LGBTQ AIA plus are asking whether they maybe should secretly remove that Ukraine support sticker on their Facebook profile.
Let me tell y'all something. After they left us in the back of the bus, I do not support Ukraine.
You
That-
don't support them.
No, like, are you serious? They're racist. They were letting Black people pretty much die. So, us as Black people, we cannot be saved. We don't have no equality. It's just so crazy how a whole life as Black people, we can just like, never. People just don't give a shit about Black people.
I think Americans definitely do,
Well,
and
this
that's
is
why
why-
we've seen Oprah become a billionaire.
No. I'm saying this is why there's riots. This is why when Black Lives Matter happened, people were acting like that. When George Floyd died, people were acting like that because this is worldwide. Can you imagine? Like, you're a mom and you're just trying to run, and they tell you that you cannot get in the freaking bus because your skin color. That is crazy.
Oh, that's really nuts if that's what's happening. So we're going to look at the video out of Ukraine in a sec. Before I get to that, this is the sponsor of my coverage. My Patriot Supply. Get your emergency food kit. No better time than today, as inflation is going nuts and supply chain is really, really struggling right now.
People are running out of Pampers for the kids.
And baby food. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, link down below. Preparewithivory.com gives you up to $150 off your order of emergency food kit. And they have water filters there, which it's all discounted at my link. So link down below for all of that. With that being said, let's look at some of the video that's being shown in Ukraine of what's happening as people try to pile onto trains. They're not letting Black girl go.
They're not letting a Black girl go. These racists.
These people left without taking the blacks. None of the blacks.
There's been a lot of segregation and racism. It seems like there's a hierarchy of Ukrainians first, Indians second, Africans last. So there has been a lot of segregation in that sense. And then amongst the communities trying to flee Ukraine, there's been a lot of violence.
Я тобі зараз скажу, хто я. Привіт! Я зараз цей телефон.
Asian citizens denied
They're not allowing any Black people to.
Yeah, but here's my question: when there's that many people, there's also white people being denied entry too.
No, they were just denying Black people, Ivory. It's not.
You can't. Everyone can't fit on the same train.
Yeah, but when the Black people will come in, they will tell them to go back, and they will let the white people in. Let me tell you, Ukrainian, y'all are racist. We don't give a shit about what's happening in your country. You're racist.
No, if that's what's literally happening, that's highly messed up. Here's a guy who got on a bus.
Yeah, but it was not the first. That's what I'm saying. It was not the first trial, Ivory.
So if that
and these are all Africans at that.
Yeah, if they are actually turning people away based on their race, that's extremely messed up. But when I see that many people trying to pile into a train and a bus, my question is whether it's simply a space issue that white people can't fit on either. There's no more room to fit anyone. And then because a black person was at the front of the line, they think it's because of their race, but it's not. I'm just wondering if that's the case, because I know a lot of people read into stuff too much, especially with the propaganda in the media.
Absolutely. It would not go to the level that it has been if it was just because people were not fitting in the buses. You know what I'm saying? It would not go viral if that was the case. They were denying black people to get on those buses just like they did Rosa Parks. So we are tired. We're over the racism. These people, it's just crazy.
It is nuts. Okay, so I've got to show you guys what's happening with the transgender community in Ukraine. American, human rights people are not happy about this. I will not be held prisoner, the trans woman turned back at Ukraine's border.
Wow.
So it says trans women are reportedly being denied passage to safer countries despite their legal status as women and the danger posed by Russia's transphobic policies. And Russia is transphobic, according to my Russian bestie who's been on my show a couple times.
Vladimir Putin is out here.
It's crazy. So according to my Russian best friend, Yelena, who you guys have seen on my show, she says that gays, any part of LGBTQ, they have to be in hiding about it. They have to pretend to be straight, and they actually have gay bars, but they're like deep underground. They're secret locations, like speakeasies where you can actually have a gay bar. And and sometimes the police still bust those bars and arrest people for being gay, according to Yelena. It's nuts. That's Russia. It's not, that's Russia for you.
Well, is their doctrine like towards like do they run the country like, do they have like a really like high like religion standards?
I don't think, as far as the actual law, I don't think so. I don't know if it's on the books that it's illegal to be gay. Well, it's just that Russia is so freaking corrupt that if police want to arrest you for whatever, they can. And so if there is a gay phobic cop, he's gonna arrest someone unfairly in Russia.
Well, Putin is trying to kill all of us. He's like, y'all are out like a light.
Putin is not a good guy, and it's just really interesting to see people take sides in this Russia-Ukraine situation.
Well, I took side when they put black people in the back. I was like, goodbye, Ukraine.
So now you're pro-Putin?
I'm not pro-Putin, but I say goodbye, Ukraine, okay? Y'all gonna be racist? God doesn't like ugly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not pro-Putin, but I feel like Ukrainians shouldn't be so racist.
No, if they're being racist, I totally agree. That's freaking messed up. I wanted to show you this other study, this other article out of Ukraine. Let me show you this. People are really upset. Apparently, some Ukrainians may be pretending to be female in order to escape. And look at this article. Stripped, searched, and humiliated transgender woman stopped from fleeing Ukraine by border guards. Activists have claimed that transgender women who were trying to flee Ukraine amid the war with Russia were mistreated and stopped from crossing the border.
What? Girl, it is getting crazy and spicy.
And so here's my thing. We just saw a black man on the bus. Why did he get to evacuate? But
well, maybe
white
that was the
man,
United Nations bus.
White man who dresses as a woman can't leave. What's going on? Where's the real discrimination? Now, are we discriminating against black people, or is it actually against transgenders? What's going on?
They're discriminating over both. Okay, so here's my view on transgender, whatever they are. Well, let me not say that. Transgender. How can I say it in a nice way? I find it very odd, but I do believe that I am a Christian, so I believe in the Bible, and I don't understand the struggle. So I feel like in America we have babysat like the transgender community, LGBTQ, because I don't know what they go through, but as a Christian, I will be your friend, but I will never understand your struggle. And I don't agree that life is bad being a girl or boy, whatever it is. I do believe, like in America, we're like, oh, they're depressed. They were born as men. They have something wrong. In Africa, you get your ass whooped. In Ukraine, they don't like your ass. Okay, so there's different approach to them. I don't dislike anyone, but from being a Christian, I just don't get it. So for them to be really like mad about what's going on, you were born as a male, right? You have your uterus or your penis, but
oh my gosh,
you're not going to change your DNA and say that you're a woman, right?
This is
So
it's just an issue of
whatever you're born at, that's where you need to identify yourself as when it comes to war or going to the army or going to whatever. Even if you go get surgery like Bruce Jenner and become a woman, you were not born as a woman. You made yourself a man or whatever it is. So with that being said, whatever you were born in is what the country should respect. That's what I gotta say.
The nation should be looking at your genitals.
Yes.
I think that's government overreach myself.
No, I don't think so, because you were born
I do not want government looking at my genitals.
No, I'm just saying, like, government to identify you where you were born in. Government should not identify you where you think you are. You were born as a man. Like today, I'm a woman. I can get up and be like, oh, I am a man, blah, 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 I get surgery. I was born in Africa as a woman. And that's how the Congolese community should view me as, like the Congolese government.
And, here's where we differ. You're a conservative. I'm a libertarian. I think government should not even care about our gender, period. Nobody should have any difference of treatment regarding their gender, because it's none of government's business.
It's not
what my gender is.
Like, so like I have like gay friends, like, we have like in my family we have like a gay, lesbian, whatever, and I love them, I respect them, they're like my babies. But I just don't like ask too many questions. I'm like, I don't get it, it's cool, I love you, that's it. Like, but we all are different. We don't understand each other. That's why if I was running a country and you're like, oh, X, you are a female, you were born as a female, we transfer as a man, I'm gonna view you as a female. So
okay, we're gonna answer super chats as they come, because last time I just found out yesterday that I was getting super chats and not seeing them for some reason. Sometimes they go through and then I don't get notified. So
Ivory, making you some money from a super chat.
I'm gonna pull this one up before it disappears. So here we go. Azov Battalion, look into that, explains a lot. Okay, I'm looking it up right now. I just searched it. Azov Special Operations Detachment, also known as Azov Regiment, Azov Battalion, is a neo-Nazi former parliament group that is now a unit of the National Guard of Ukraine.
So are we having World War III?
It's based in Mariupol. So
is a nuclear bomb coming? That's what I need to know, so I can just go underground, because I cannot die at this point. Like, what?
Yeah, the Ukrainians
wouldn't say that he is about to bomb our asses, Ivory. Girl.
America has been like the big brother arm of Ukraine. I mean, they've been the big brother of Ukraine, looking out for Ukraine for years.
Well, what is the whole thing that Trump is part of the whole Putin agenda?
So Putin he probably doesn't like the US because he doesn't like Ukraine. And, if you're going to drop a nuclear bomb, you don't want the bomb too close to your nation. So it seems
that's what I say. He's about to go drop it here.
Drop it on us. That's really interesting about the Azov Battalion. Yeah, apparently there are neo-Nazis working for the Ukraine military. You know, so I'm not saying either one of those governments is good. I've been saying Ukraine has a deep history of a lot of corruption, and the people had a free and fair election and they picked Zelensky very intentionally.
Wait, isn't it Hunter Biden had a whole shenanigan with the Ukraine? Was it Ukraine or Russia?
Yeah, with Ukraine as far as funneling illegal money through there, and
we are getting bombed.
He was randomly given this amazing job where he was making
$80,000 a month.
He wasn't qualified for the job.
Super chat to coming. Wait.
Oh, someone else. Thank you, Bryce. Super sticker. Oh, it didn't come with the comment. So, all right. Thanks for the super sticker. Guys, so Biden is straight up saying that we are going to have a food shortage now. I got to see this. You know,
I cook all the time.
Russia does significant exports of wheat. So the issue is, if we're sanctioning out Russia, we're hurting our wheat supply, allegedly, although America makes wheat too. America produces wheat. Here's what Biden said.
Nothing more to report. With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages. and it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. It's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well.
Okay,
so at least he's admitting the truth that the sanctions actually hurt our country, hurt our citizens.
More super chat. Wait,
that's the same super chat.
Let's look at
okay, so the issue is that Ukraine. So Russia, if we're sanctioning Russia, Russia produces like 10% of our wheat supply.
10%.
And Ukraine produces like 3% of our
okay, that's 13%.
So we still have other sources of wheat, including
they should go to Mexico that they'd be trying to kill and
like issues.
Just go to Mexico over here.
Issues like this are the whole reason I think Trump was trying to make our America self-sustainable.
That's exactly
made in America. You know, yeah,
oil and gas. It's just drill it here in America instead of.
Okay. Also, look up Simeon Mikheyev. He is a Ukrainian. All this ties together.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna search
crazy
Simeon Mikheyev. Let's see. He's a criminal. It says according to Google. Mogilevich. Simeon Mikheyev is a Ukrainian-born Russian organized crime boss. He quickly built a highly structured criminal organization in the mode of an American mafia family. Many of the organization's 250 members are relatives. Oh my.
How did this guy know all this stuff? Who are you, my friend?
People have really been digging into what's going on.
And look at Putin right there.
Oh, what's going on with there's a picture. Is that a picture of Simeon
and Trump, girl?
Simeon with Trump. We're Googling these things. It's very interesting. So
what do y'all think? Y'all think we're getting bombed or not? Because I don't want to get bombed. What do people think? It's happening or it's not? Because Joe Biden is very mellow about this.
Oh, this guy said he'll only watch our videos if we cover up our cleavage. Jay Morgan does not like
Jay
cleavage.
Morgan, you know what? I was born with boobs and I will show them. What was your comment again?
Okay, so I noticed that a lot of my new viewers are conservatives, and that they're highly offended at my cleavage. I've also noticed that conservatives are really obsessive about people aligning with their gender. So guess what? God gave me cleavage, and you guys want me to hide my gender, even though you're against hiding your gender. So how does that make sense? I'm going to keep showing this. All right, on to the next.
This is me, the cheerleader in the back.
Okay. Hi, ladies. Happy Friday. Y'all should look up the Kazarian Mafia. JK, don't. Well, now I have to. But why is everything you guys share with me so hard to pronounce? These
Girl,
Eastern
because they're
European.
from Ukraine and Russia. Is those Russians' name?
Kazarian Mafia.
Girl, what do they do?
Anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. You guys are making me say trigger words to get me deleted here. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, extremists and anti-Semites across the ideological spectrum have used the war as fodder for promoting anti-Semitic conspiracy theories.
Oh my God.
Emanating from classic anti-Semites and white supremacists, as well as
so they're pretty much the what do they call the Proud Boys of Russia?
Yeah, allegedly, yeah. So you're saying, okay,
they're the Proud Boys of Russia.
I have seen a few anti-Semite comments, especially on my BitChute. So all my YouTube videos feed over to BitChute, and some of the comments have been anti-Semite, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I didn't know that anyone was actually against Jews. That doesn't make sense to me.
Listen, we want to go to Israel and get aligned with Jesus Christ, okay? So
I do.
We can go and have truth bomb in Israel, okay? Like, people need to stop with that, with this like crazy BS.
So I was trying to fly to Israel next week, but I was concerned about the travel restrictions. I hate travel restrictions. So
take the needle, Ivory.
I know. Guys, I've never had a needle in my life. I admitted that in a previous Truth Bombs. Never had a needle in my life. So I'm not going to start now. Anyway, but here's good news. Look at this, you guys. You're going to like this. U.S. airline CEOs call on Biden to lift mask mandate on travel. A group of CEOs from all major U.S. airlines called on President Joe Biden to lift the federal mask mandate on public transport. The group, which includes the heads of American Airlines, Delta Airlines, United, said current restrictions such as international pre-departure testing requirements and the federal mask mandate are, quote, no longer aligned with the realities of the current epidemiological environment. Okay, so the airline pilots are actually having some common sense.
Exactly, because they're so tired of that shit.
Because it doesn't make sense that they're the last ones where, schools are taking away their mandates. All kinds of jurisdictions are. But for some reason, Biden is like clinging on to the airlines and saying, please force people to wear masks in the airport so there's some semblance of my tyranny still. And the airlines are like, why, dude? Why are you power hungry in regards to us? It's bad for business, because any business owner wants their customers to be happy. That's how you do good business. And in a free market, business owners have such an incentive for customer service. And it's just not good to customer service to be forcing people to cover their face and having these face-offs and these confrontations that go viral, arresting your passengers. Like, that's not going to be good for your business.
So crazy.
So it's really nice to see. Now, here's the thing. The CDC did something that, as far as I can see, is unconstitutional. When they enacted this mask mandate, CDC is not supposed to be making broad sweeping edicts. They're a health agency that's supposed to make recommendations, to help people decide about their health. They're not supposed to force us to wear certain things. Huge government overreach. Nevertheless, they did it. But finally, early this year, they said, you know what, mid-March, I think the date was like March 16th or 17th, they said, we're finally going to repeal our mask mandate on airplanes. Well, in the days leading up to that March removal of the mandate, they said, oh, just kidding, let's extend it another month. And it's like, why are you making these arbitrary dates in the distance when you are saying, oh, we know that for fact mid-April we're all going to be safe from this scary
That's what
illness.
I'm saying. Like, this is too crazy. Lift the mask mandate, please, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
We're pleading for you. Like, I don't understand why. Like,
okay, we got it. We have another super chat. I don't understand the different colors of these ones. This one's yellow, and HH mercenary.
No, we won't get bombed. Too much money involved. Simeon, whatever his name, on the share of oil and gas owned by Russia and Ukraine. He said
he sat in on the peace talks.
Yes.
Also, did he really
not getting bombed?
Simeon Mikheyev.
Child. The Simeon guy is out here.
The guy who took a pic with Trump, the gangster. You guys have really dug into this. You know, I didn't spend too much time digging into it because with all of the media's eyes on Russia and Ukraine, I was like, let me focus a little bit more on what's happening in America, because it's my job now that I'm away from the corporate press to fill in the blanks, you know, cover what the corporate news is not covering. And as soon as I saw this war break out, it just felt like that was an organized distraction from whatever's happening in America.
There's a lot happening in America.
Yeah, so I was like,
and then you went to the border, you saw all that craziness over there.
Yeah, so you know, then shortly after war breaks out, a friend is down on the border and is like, "Oh my gosh, the entire hotel parking lot is filled with law enforcement vehicles. Inside of the hotel on the border looks more like a military base because there's that much law enforcement down there trying to secure the border." And I said, "That's an excuse to get down there. I've been meaning to. My viewers want me to."
So Natalie is the one that told you about it?
No, my friend Tara was down there. But Natalie, I hit up Natalie because she has previous experience. Shout out to Natalie Denise. And she was like, "Oh, well, let's go shadow her militia friends." So if you look at my YouTubes from just over a week ago, you'll see my coverage.
Yeah, that was crazy. I watched them too. That was so crazy. What happened on the border?
Yeah.
And you know, I came here as a refugee, so I'm always like, secure the border. But people like, don't secure the border. I'm like, we went to refugee camp to come to America. Why can't y'all do that?
Yeah, you guys saw legal means. You guys didn't swim across the Rio Grande.
That's what I'm saying. But like, what?
I
feel bad for them, but I also do feel like the border should be a little more secure.
Yeah, because it's not just refugees coming across. With as open as the border is, the word is out that a free ticket into America, it's unheard of that the most powerful nation in the world has a free ticket easily in. All you got to do is buy a plane ticket to Mexico and then do a little swimming, and there you are inside the interior of the greatest nation in the world. And because we're such a powerful country, there's a lot of other people who want to come infiltrate us, not just, you know, Guatemalans.
That's what happened to Osama bin Laden. He came in and he had a whole plan. Another super chat is
okay
here.
Let's see what this super chat says. What do you think is happening behind the scenes that people are being distracted from? Would like your take on that. Well, I think that what's
happening in the government right now?
What we saw happen now, this one is teal compared to yellow. I don't understand, but anyway, so in the lead up to the outbreak of war in Ukraine, we saw Americans gaining confidence and organizing against Biden. They had just started a very big convoy headed straight to Biden's office, and that was scary for him, especially seeing how big it was in Canada.
And after what happened January 6th, girl, January 6th was crazy. They were going to try to kill Nancy Pelosi.
January 6th was over exaggerated.
No.
There was some conflict at some parts of certain doors and entryways had some conflict.
Let's talk about what would have happened if Nancy Pelosi was in that office. What would have happened if those guys would have saw her in there?
They would have walked up and had a conversation.
Oh,
with her. They weren't armed. They were not trying to hurt her.
Girl, they would have hurt her.
They were trying to.
I think January 6th was overly hyped, but I also think that after what happened in January 6th and how close those people were in the where's the building again? Were there
the U.S. Capitol?
Yeah, the U.S. Capitol.
She's a new American citizen.
I am. The U.S. Capitol, and that was scary for anyone. Like,
if Americans really had intentions of doing some damage that day,
girl, they did.
Let me say that if all those Americans actually got together, because there was close to 1 million people there, if they actually armed themselves and actually had a plan, nobody in Washington, D.C. would have stood a chance. Okay? They could have obliterated a lot of people, but that wasn't their plan.
January 6th was a good thing to do, but it was a bad execution. Those people were
It was a rally where a few people got agitated.
Yeah, and they went into a federal building. That's crazy.
And we got another. Thanks, HH. You rock. January 6th was led by FBI agitators. It appears that way. It appears that way.
I just feel like the guy that you interview, I never thought he was crazy, but those people that went to Nancy Pelosi's office, if that woman was going to be there, something would have happened. I don't think they would have sat there and talked to her, Ivory. They hated that woman. They would have beat her ass. Like, what? They were not going to just be like, hi, Nancy, can you like write this? Girl, those men were going to do something to her.
They didn't like her, but they
hated her. They didn't like her. Nancy Pelosi was the hated woman at that time. Like,
oh, she still is.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so
my my thoughts on what they're up to, what they're distracting from, it's hard to tell completely.
Inflation.
But what I'm saying is
gas prices.
You know, things have Biden's the main thing Biden loves about this and why he was smiling so big at the State of the Union. He just freaking loves Putin right now. Biden loves Putin because Putin is making Biden look good.
How?
Now Biden can be the hero. Putin's the new bad guy, not Biden. Because to Americans, Biden was the biggest bad guy. Biden's ratings were plummeting. And so when Biden can now swoop in and say, I'm going to print some more money for you guys, Ukraine.
Oh, God.
We're going to help Ukraine's economy. We're going to give you guys food and evacuate you. I'm such a good guy.
Yeah, and
Americans can forget all the damage that Biden is doing.
Americans are not forgetting, girl.
But
they are. Election is coming. We'll see if Biden is going to have another.
Also, I have, it's really hard to tell what all this means, but it just feels really fishy to me. And some people are just speculating that the only reason that Biden is that Putin invaded is because there's a weak president in our office right now, and which could be, or are world leaders organizing this to orchestrate a world war. There's a lot of theories about these world wars being orchestrated, and
World War III. No.
Yeah,
and watching. No, World War III.
Wars
are not fun.
And we keep seeing Biden kind of escalate more and gradually escalate more and more. And if we can feed our U.S. media with enough propaganda about what's going on in Ukraine, and it's not all propaganda.
It's not propaganda.
A lot of it's dying. But I'm saying that if it's 24/7 coverage of this, we can get Americans emotionally attached to the situation enough to say,
have you ever been
America.
In a war?
No, I haven't. And America
saying,
can then fully back Biden getting involved in the war himself, and we can create a World War III with U.S. support if there's enough Americans emotionally attached to this war.
Is a more
24-hour coverage.
Emotionally attached event, whatever war. It's a war. Ivory, people are dying. Innocent kids are losing their parents.
Yeah,
there's turmoil there. People are literally experiencing what I experienced. Yeah, people need to be 24 hours talking about that because it's real. It's not just like Americans never been in a war. So you guys, it's not like you're not sensitive about it. You just don't know how
our
devastating.
wars are always sadly, we're always somehow involved in a war. But our wars are
you
overseas.
never experience a war in your city. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is bad.
Oh, here we go. An explanation. Color is based on the amount donated. Blue equals I'm poor. Well, gosh, sometimes the poor donations mean the most. Thank you, Wonder Bucket. They mean the most because you're still wanting to support when you can't. So that means a whole lot. Okay, here, how about this one? Tell Jenny to put down the Kool-Aid. That is nonsense. About what was she saying at that time? He said that a few minutes back.
Probably about war. See, Americans are so non-sensitive. They don't give a shit about war. Until war come to you, y'all gonna give a shit.
I'm saying that I completely understand that Ukrainians care immensely, but should Americans sacrifice their own lives for
Americans always in people's
Ukrainians?
Business, so they should.
Why should I send my brother?
Because they all in people's business, Ivory. That's what America is. America is like the nosy friend. Because always nosy.
Because my government leaders historically have been in other people's business, I need to sacrifice my brother's life in Ukraine.
That's what y'all wanted to do. Y'all voted for him, so y'all can do that.
I don't think most Americans voted for Biden, and that's why I keep uncovering election anomalies. And that's why Biden's ratings are plummeting nonstop, because people never liked him.
People out here
people
are loving
never
Biden.
liked
I don't
him.
know.
Okay, how about this? J6 had infiltrators. P.S. The colors are based on dollars donated. All right, I'm learning so much as a new YouTuber. They did appear to have infiltrators, and I'm really excited to bring my friend Steve on the show next week. He's going to
on Truth Bomb,
not Truth, but we're just going to have a midweek. I think he's coming off on Tuesday, and he has been digging way into this. Really,
election. Can I be here?
It's into January 6th and how it was orchestrated. Turns out he happened to catch something that caught his eye, because he was there and he filmed a lot of this, and he got so much good footage that I think his good footage is the reason the FBI came after Steve Baker. Shout out, Steve. FBI comes after Steve, says he somehow broke the law for doing journalism on January 6th, threatened to arrest him. One of his viewers emailed me about it, and I was like, dude, I've never heard of this journalist, but get him on my show. I put the FBI on blast on my YouTube. And
don't be a James O'Keefe.
FBI puts
Ivory, I love you so much. I don't want the FBI to come over here, girl.
The FBI and the DOJ put their tail between their legs and ran away. Steve has been untouched ever since I leaked the DOJ emails about Steve on my YouTube.
They like you because you're blonde, Ivory. They're not gonna.
They're afraid of the truth. DOJ is crooked AF, and I put their emails on blast. And Steve was like,
"Don't touch me."
Steve was like, "I don't know if we should show that much." And I was like, "We're showing."
Don't touch me, FBI. I'm good.
And so
the FBI is so powerful, Ivory. You can't be blasting them like that.
So I can't help just sharing what's really happening. You only live once, and I'm just gonna. This is why
Ivory is scared to go to Mexico with me, because Ivory's shared too much. We can't even have fun on a vacation.
My mom just said, Ivory, don't leave the country, because that's the perfect place to get suicided is in Mexico. But I'm leery. I was like, maybe I'll bring a bodyguard or something. But anyway, Steve's coming on, and he noticed in his footage that there's various men wearing a particular kind of Trump winter hat, a beanie that says 45, with the puffball. None of those men were all acting like agitators. And Steve will talk more about this, but none of them has been arrested. None of them has faced any punishment. And
besides, what's his name?
Steve was like, is there a secret dress code? Because if you have a bunch of undercover agitators trying to create an insurrection artificially January 6th, all the agitators needs to know who each other is secretly. So like, let's all wear this particular hat.
Girl, this is too much.
So Steve's digging into things like this, and he's got a lot of other interesting details. He's going to come on my show, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, definitely something wacky was really appeared to be up on that day, January 6th.
Okay, more champagne for me.
Okay.
Truth bomb, it's always about the mimosa.
Girl, I know that we always talk about dating on this show, so I gotta show you this. Oh, okay. Why high school seniors think cohabitating is good, and why adults may not be so sure.
Oh wow.
High school students think cohabitating is a good relationship testing ground. But research says that it is less stable.
It really is.
So you think so, huh?
I know so.
Oh, because you've experienced this.
Exactly.
So I looked this up. There's actually studies on cohabitating that show that high schoolers are apparently wrong about cohabitating. Look at this. Premarital cohabitation is still associated with greater odds of divorce. So
yeah, 92% of people that live together get divorced. 92.
If you live together before you get married, you get divorced.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Girl, you know the exact stats. You fill us in on this.
So I was, cohabitating with my ex-boyfriend. And I spoke to this guy, and we shared the same value. And he was telling me, yeah, me and my girlfriend don't live together. We live 2 houses down from each other because 92% of people that live together before marriage get divorced.
Wow.
That next lease, I was like, out.
So you moved out from him.
Oh, yeah.
After finding that out.
Yeah, because I don't want to get divorced. Divorce is not an option.
Yeah,
my marriage.
Yeah, I really don't want divorce too. But I know I'm an Aquarius, and Aquarius tends towards divorce. But hopefully that doesn't happen for me. I need to find a man first. I'm very single. Before I have to worry about that, I need to find.
What are you talking about? They tend towards divorce. Your parents were together for like 30,
Aquarius,
34 years, something like that.
Aquarius is very detached, you see. We're so detached emotionally that if our partner has an issue with us, we say, that's fine. It was nice knowing you. And
that sounds like Ivory and all her ex-boyfriends.
That's the issue. So that's why I know that, okay, I really have to become more attached when I get married, obviously.
You just need to marry somebody that you're so in love with that you can just be like, I got you, honey. You are here and you're my king.
Okay, we're missing up on one of these.
That's what we have to do.
You must take precautions. They don't play. Think about that journalist in the DC area a few years ago that died in a car wreck because his car all of a sudden had a mind of its own and killed him. Okay, that's what I'm saying, Ivory. You cannot sit here and just like blast these fucking people. So literally my BitChute viewers are way more into these topics than my YouTube viewers. And they've said stuff like this. I shouted out the new Mercedes that I bought last month, and BitChute people were like, no, Ivory, those are the cars that you can remotely program the computer, make the car like crash. Like someone can hack the car computer remotely and cause the car to crash. Girl, are we returning the Mercedes? And I was like, okay, I want to return this thing right now, but now I'm locked. I'm locked in. Are we returning the Mercedes for something else that don't have computers? So I guys, need you in my life. Here's the thing. I appreciate the caution here. Okay. What? I appreciate this is what is going on in the. That's what I keep telling Ivory. She cannot keep saying these things. If we are all cowards, if we all act out of fear, it's not acting. Then we will enter slavery. Okay. Seriously. There are so many people who want to control our lives, and this American spirit of liberty and fearlessness and courage is what has kept our country great, in addition to a phenomenal constitution to stand upon with our braveness. But if we don't stand up for our constitution and stand against corruption, then we might as well not have a constitution. And these sketchy people that we have in our world right now will overtake us like they're more aggressively trying to do. So I say, yes, my car might have a chance of crashing, but I'm still going to out the FBI's corruption. Okay.
Okay. So,
and I have another important story on them. Watch out.
Piggyback on that. Slaves were not scared. They did not have a choice. Because if they had choices, they were programmed to not even take themselves out of slavery.
I'm saying you're talking about African slaves in the U.S. in the 1800s. I'm talking about how right now we can be converted into slaves pretty easily if we don't put up a fight.
But who's going to convert us to? Who are we going to be slaving on with? Who's going to be our master?
The world leaders. Biden and his buddies, especially Bill Gates.
This four family that ruined the whole world, guys. Watch out.
So I'm just saying slavery is when you have to do your master's bidding. You don't have a choice. And many Americans theorize that we're already slaves. We're a slave to this company that we don't like to work for. We have to work for the company because we have to pay our taxes.
No, we have to pay our bills.
even though we get to choose that company, we have to choose any of these companies, but we have to pay these taxes. And it's this constant slavery to our bills and our taxes.
American life is so hard, girl.
And the more regulations you get, the more you start wondering if you're actually a slave yet and you don't even know it. So it's just interesting theories, but we all have to stand our ground here. And look, I have proven that we're not slaves, okay? Because I threw out my corporate job and throughout the corporation, throughout the corruption, stood up.
Everyone's like, bye-bye.
Stood up for what's right. And I'm actually doing better now. Granted, now I do have to pay more taxes.
Which is good, girl. But you can also, because you have so many, now that you're going to have a couple properties, you can capital gain those.
Capital gain? Mm-hmm. Ooh. Yeah, guys. So since I was I was fortunate enough when I left Fox that people donated to me, I'm trying to be as responsible as possible with that money. I'm actually investing it in property, stocks and bonds, property. And I feel, with property value growing.
You're so rich, girl.
With property value growing, here's the thing. I want to become invincible.
Yes.
I want to. If I can be invested in property, then I can go out and do whatever journalism I want. And it doesn't matter if advertisers boycott me, if I get 0 donations. I don't need journalism money because I'm making my money in real estate. I want to make myself so freaking invincible that I can really boldly tell the truth about anything and nobody could destroy me unless I had a random treadmill accident in Mexico.
Girl,
like
we're
the
not
CEO
gonna put this
of Facebook's Houston husband.
We're not gonna put this in a universe. You're gonna have a great time in Mexico. Okay, let's read some of these comments.
Let's see. Okay, so this one. The greatest loss, thanks, Chuck. He said the greatest loss of American lives occurred in the American Civil War. We have had wars on our soil, Revolutionary, French, Mexican wars. Yeah, I think when Jenny, he's saying that when you said that Americans don't know war, she's talking about the current generation.
Yeah, the current generation. Obviously, y'all had war, the Civil War, all of these wars that you're saying. I'm talking about the current generation. Like Ivory don't know war, honey. She's never been to war. You probably haven't either.
I know people who've been to war.
Yeah, war is a very
where America said it's
a very
people elsewhere.
What is it called? Traumatic thing. That trauma stay with you forever, and it really affects your whole life. So
yeah. So here, marriage, are you going to change your last name or hyphenate it, or does it depend on how cool his last name is?
Let me tell you, honey,
girl,
I would change it and hyphenate it. I would say
What?
Jenny. No, it's gonna be Jenny Seabass, whatever the last name is. I don't care if it's ugly, it's cute, honey. My husband is. I'm taking my baby's name. Okay.
Yeah,
Whoever my husband.
I'm super traditional. People don't realize that because I've been such a career person my whole life. But whenever I get
Everyone
married,
should cook for her man, honey.
Dude, I'm ditching my last name and I'm taking the dude's whole last name.
You're not gonna hyphenate it?
No.
Why?
Because I'm traditional, dude. It's my Cancer moon coming in. I'm just like, bro.
I
gotta have my man's last name.
But you have now a whole brand. For me, it's business, right? Like
my company is called Ivory Media. That's only my first name.
Oh, okay. See,
so I can switch my last name. I want my husband's last name.
Is called
period.
Seabass Foundation, which is my half of my last name. Like, so I want to keep the Seabass. Jenny on the go is under Seabass International, so I want to keep that. Yeah, so
look at our companies, girl.
Yeah, so I want to keep that. I want to keep Seabass. So it's gonna be Jennifer Seabass, whatever your last name is. Where you at, boo?
Our millennial generation has such a struggle with
dating sucks. So I'm recently singles, guys. So you know,
the question is whether your relationship didn't work out because you're so ambitious and career oriented. Some guys don't like that.
They want you to be all about that.
And here's my thing, like I'm very ambitious. I just have this natural drive, always have, to achieve things, but I'm also always on the lookout for the right man. And so,
yeah, girl.
In fact, in doing my career work, I actually meet more people. What am I supposed to do? Sit home and knit and hope the right man knocks on my door? No, I'm going to be pursuing my career, keeping my eyes open. If I meet the right guy, then I prioritize him, and it's a happily ever after. So these people who are intimidated by our careers, like, what are we supposed to be doing while we're single?
I do believe that girls like us need strong men that are not like intimidated. You know, I feel like a lot of men want you to, you know, just be on their payroll and on their time and on their, you know, whatever you want to do for yourself that is not about them. They don't like that. But I do believe that there's men out there that love hot, successful, ambitious women like me and you.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, that's Kanye. Kanye left the Kardashian because she was not moving states with him every day. Like, Kim Kardashian is a whole boss. Like, she's not just gonna move to Wyoming, move to Dominican Republic with 4 kids every year with you.
Oh, are you saying that Kim was too much of a career woman for Kanye?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what she's. Yeah, he wanted her to move with him
to be the stay-at-home mom.
Yeah,
the thing is, she is a stay-at-home mom.
She's
she
not,
works from home and stuff.
No, she has a whole office.
She's going to Paris too much for fashion shows.
But you know, whichever the case is, he wanted her to move everywhere. Who the fuck has time for that? You pay my bills and give me millions of dollars.
Are you kidding me? Kanye absolutely would. He's rich. He was willing to provide for her.
Yeah, but she has her own identity. Yeah, she has her own identity, which I want to have my own. I want my husband to be so successful that he does not care about my little success. Like, go, baby. You can have your little success because I'm here. That's what I want.
Yeah, I think
for you to just be like, he's so here that my little events don't even bother him because he's like, oh, let her just do that.
You know, when it comes to relationships, everyone has their own preference. And so I'm not going to hate on a guy who says she has too much of a career for me. But, you know, I mean, for me personally, I mean, I want a man who wants his children prioritized by his wife. Like, and I want to prioritize my kids big time. If that's
me
what
too.
It means. So once I have a man and have kids, I am putting the kids first 100% above.
I'm putting my man first and then my kids.
I mean, the kids come before I'm saying the kids come before the company. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a lot of people. And so maybe that was Kanye's
kids and then your company. So like, for me, I'm like my man first, my kids, and then whatever I got to do. But half of these men, honey, they don't even want you to even have a little success, girl. they're just like, we don't care. You need to be home cooking dinner every night.
And you and I have both dealt with that, with guys who think that, who are intimidated by our work, which I always laughed at these girls who said, "Ooh, men are intimidated by me," but until I happened upon it myself, and I was like, "Oh, this freaking sucks. I'm dating an insecure guy." So yeah, you have to date a man who's actually not.
That's what I'm saying. They have to have so much going on that my little success is not even a threat to them. It's like, oh, she is getting somewhere. That's what I want. It's like, yes, baby, you go do that. And that's because he's so successful that nothing fazes him.
So what I'm finding is it seems that the men who are more closer to my age feel more intimidated by me, perhaps more competitive with me. I don't know. The men who are too old or too young.
Men out here trying to compete with women. Oh my God.
Men should not compete with women. Are you kidding me?
You should not. Let me tell you
something. You should know you're above us.
You should not compete.
Stop weakening yourself.
Your girlfriend. You should be competing with your bank account.
Yeah.
Your bank account say 20. You need to have 5 zeros.
Men used to know they were above women. Now they sit and be petty and compete with them.
That's what I'm saying.
Man up.
What men are we at?
All right. Instead, so I can't find a man around my age because they feel competitive with me. The dudes who
I'm looking for 45 or older.
Dudes are coming to me are too old or too young now.
45
or
older.
So the two old ones, think whatever I'm doing is cute.
45 or older.
No competition.
Don't even care about what I'm doing because he's so successful.
And he's the ones who are too young.
I just need a kid and a hot wife.
The ones who are too young are like, ooh, she's my support system. Yay.
Oh, hell
I'm
no,
like,
bitch. I'm not trying to be.
Women should not support men. I'm traditionalist. I'm super traditionalist like that.
Like, I want a man like my dad. Like,
me too, girl.
Dope as hell. Like, it's just like, girl, I went home. My dad was in the kitchen peeling potatoes for my mom.
Oh, no, that's too girly for me. See,
no,
my dad.
But listen, 74 years old, they live by themselves.
Your parents are old.
Yeah. So my mom is 65. So she works. He's retired. And he was just like, I'm going to peel these to help her. So whenever she come home, I said, where are these men at? The hell?
So my dad never cooked at all. And
my dad doesn't cook either.
I'm just programmed by my parents, I guess. Now
I'm a chef. My dad never cooked, but I want you to wash dishes. Girl, he gotta wash dishes.
I just feel like the man should not be doing any housework. The man should be out in the woods cutting trees like my dad.
Girl, they do not exist. Where are they at?
So my mom would cook every meal, and so I just feel that's the right thing to do as a woman. And
girl, when I get home, when I go to my house, my dad literally light the grill for me.
Oh, girl, you screwed up the champagne.
Wow. My dad is like, do you need to grill? Let me go turn it on. I said, yes, Dad. You turn on that grill for me. And then he's like, do you need? He picks up my purse when I go home, walk me outside with my purse. Wait until I get in my car and I'm driving he's like this. I'm like, yes, Dad. When I come home, he treat me like a whole queen. He brings me water. Something like this time he brought me water. He was talking to me about just, life. And I was like, wow. And I was like, I want a man that exude all of these, beautiful things about them, like that want to treat us like we're literally like queens, like that we're not like fucking. I'm just so tired of these men. I don't know if you have the word for
our millennial generations.
Yes, I'm just like,
there's some good ones, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle.
I am looking for the before the millennial. I don't want you millennial. Y'all can have y'all.
Maybe we'll both give up on our own generation and date a guy from the one above us.
That's what I'm saying. 45 or older. I want you to be so accomplished at whatever you want to do that you're just hot.
I don't know what to do. I'm just hanging out extremely single right now. But we got to get to the end of these super chats. You guys are so sweet. Many people already are enslaved. Look at the last 2 years. If the pandemic showed anything, it shows how easily many will blindly follow the government. And thank you for what you do. Thanks so much.
The government do control everybody. That's for sure. Like we can sit here and say that they don't, but they do control. The government control our lives.
If we allow them to.
But they do. That's what
we originally agreed to pay taxes so that government could help us out with upholding contracts and things.
Why do we have all of these rules? And because the government are controlling us, girl.
Girl, look at this. I have 23-year-olds hitting on me.
Hey, Ivory, I'm 23. Honey, we want you at 43.
Can you up your decades by 2? Just kidding. I would date a 33-year-old. I'm 33. So I would, if you were a decade older, maybe
I would date 36 and up.
Oh, wow. HH. Thank you for the donation.
Wow. Well, I'm 39 and successful. He gave you so much. Okay, HH is over here just making it rain.
You're the right age. 39 is a nice age, HH.
What do you do for work, HH? You got a girlfriend.
Do you have a girlfriend? What do you do for work? Most importantly, what's your sign?
You got kids? Are you a baby daddy or not? We're just kidding. Are you a baby father? I don't want no baby daddy.
Oh, what's with the cleavage? Should we explain this again?
Oh, you know what? I am a girl, so the cleavage can just hang out.
We are just abiding by what you guys like as people embracing their gender at birth.
They're so rude.
God gave me this gender at birth, so I'm gonna freaking embrace it. Okay.
So HH is out here just making it rain, honey.
Well, guys, our hour has flown by. I have to catch a flight as I continue to fortify my investments so that I can be invincible, cover whatever I want, not be money hungry like these other news people who compromise themselves. So I'm booking a flight to have a very important meeting about some property. I'm going to walk through a building and we're going to make things happen.
Yes, Ivory.
You guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'm so glad to have Jenny on. Her Instagram is linked down below.
Are you guys gonna follow me, or we can have live truth bomb? Or no?
Yes.
Let me see what all these people are saying. Girl, these super chat are coming in.
Oh, he's a Pisces. Oh,
involved in the oil industry. Okay.
Well,
I'm a Pisces too. March 3rd, 89. Girl,
I'm an Aquarius, which is not. Aqua is not good it's not a good match for Pisces unless the moon sign is right. So now we have to find the moon sign.
Y'all with these moon
But we're out of time. We're out of time for today. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend.